Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Stormweavers. This is actually future Nathan coming to you after I've captured about 3 parts or 3 play sessions of Stormweavers, this solo tabletop experience we've been going through together. And I'm doing so because on part 2, which went up last week, Pawel, the designer of this game, actually made a couple comments and pointed out to me that I jumped a little bit ahead into what I call like a game over screen in the northern border. And since we were playing the introduction at the time we did so, we actually should not have gone to this northern border entry. We should have gone to F3. And we met Alcest a little too early, who was the merchant that we rescued. And a little bit of spoilers if you're watching this after 1. I think I'm going to name this 1B or 1 Part 2. Part 1, Part 2. Yeah, it's confusing, but I'm just trying to interject here because we missed basically the main quest that we're supposed to go on, the motivation for Timon to be back in the world and exploring the area around the Utgard and the Northern Realms. So, yeah, so here we are. We're going to read this, and I'm just going to say, for sake of continuity, that we're dreaming in a tavern somewhere in Utgard, and we're having a flashback to what actually happened after we got knocked out in that first introductory combat when we were fighting the Foamerags. So yeah, this is what we should have read right after that, instead of going and meeting that goddess and then kind of getting to the crossroads and fighting Alcest. We should have been doing this. So we're going to read this to have a little bit of backstory. And again, this is kind of a flashback. So here we go. When you regain consciousness, the first thing that you see before your eyes is the ceiling of the tent. You survived but don't feel well, wasted by fever, not knowing how serious your injuries are. After a while, Kahir shows up. Seeing him, you try to pull yourself up in bed. He looks at you with a serious expression. Are you alive? I guess so. You give a feeble response. How did you find me? By accident. After the battle, we looked for anyone who might have survived. We found you unconscious in the stream, deeply wounded. In fact, I read ahead a little bit off camera after I did that first session, and we found Kahir later when we get to the place under the mountain, and he acts like nothing's happened. I was like, this is weird that he's not surprised that we're alive, but it's because we didn't get to this. So, how was the fight? You finally ask. We won, but we have enormous losses. Not good. You fall back on the bed with a groan. After a while of silence, you add, Thanks, Captain. You've commanded well. No, lousy. He frowns at the mere mention. First horses trampled us, then some Fomorian wile attacked from the left flank and scorched us with striking fire. We could have taken that guy out. He's the one that killed us. The company was decimated. Not many of us remained alive. It's good we found you, at least. At the last moment, in fact, another minute, we would have lost you. Move on to the next entry here. The wound is serious, Kahir says. Local doctors won't be able to heal it. Today, King Ernan is sending messengers to the north to Utgard. They will sail over the sea. I've arranged a spot for you on the ship. The best medics in the world are there in Utgard. If they can't heal the wound, no one will. Then he falls silent for a moment. And even if it's destined for you to die, you'll at least see the kingdom under the mountain again. He adds quieter. Thanks, Captain. It's been an honor to serve under your command, you say weakly. Sleep now, you'll be carried to the ship within an hour. You fall on the bed sheets into the black hole of a dreamless dream. All right, and then we move over to the northern border and morning. The town resonates with the rattle of wagons, gabble of conversations, and stallholder shouts. Through the tavern's window, you admire the colorful wagon bonnets rumbling over cobbled streets, unable to take your eyes off of the manifestations of city life. Not so long ago, you were lying on a battlefield with a wound that could have easily taken your life. Today, nearly cured by Utgard's most famous healers, you enjoy the sights of civilization. You have spent most of your soldiers' pay, earned during the Flandria campaign, on convalescence care and tavern fees. King Urianen has thanked the soldiers of fortune who have helped his army, and has given them their wages. You have spent a few weeks in this town, ready to flee its walls. You can see the bottom of your money sack, and it's almost empty. A cool gust of wind blows through the window, so you wrap yourself more tightly in bear fur. Suddenly a siskin sits on the window sill. It crooks its head in a funny manner. "Hello. I've got a message for you," the siskin says. It gaves its beak and strangely familiar voice reaches your ears. "May I speak now?" You nod. "Yep, okay. Hello, old chap. I've heard that you're in the neighborhood. I need help. It's urgent. I'm imprisoned in my own house in a white tower, 3 days' trip north of Utgard. It's the doing of that villain, a warlock. Free me, and I will do anything for you. That is, of course, anything within the scope of my capabilities. I can surely promise you gold. I beg of you, hurry up. That's it. You may fly away." The bird closes its beak and looks at you with curiosity. You sprinkle crumbs from yesterday's supper on the windowsill for the bird. The siskin pecks a few crumbs, turns around, and takes off. You think for a while. It was definitely Zagrathor's voice. Even though he addressed you in such an informal manner, you haven't been getting along in the past. But who would make friends with wizards anyway? However, you can be sure that someone like him would keep his word, and you will need the gold. Moreover, a warlock. Could this have anything in common with the Black Tower from your dreams? I'm sure it could. You've got an uncertain feeling that it could. You have nothing to do here anyway. The decision's been made. Your health is restored to the maximum 20. We're not going to do that because we've had a couple of other encounters. Make the correction in the character sheet. We could immediately go north, or we could stay in town a little longer. So where we are at the end of part 3 is here at the Mad Wizard's Grotto. So we will probably actually go back to Utgard and come back here later. So that means we'll go to 143 and immediately, well, actually, let's see what this says again. We'll go immediately north, I believe, because we were at 1. And remember that we've been to the Mad Wizard's Grotto. We'll see what happens. I'll make a decision by the next time we start filming. We might do Mad Wizard's Grotto, and then as soon as we're done with all this, head back to Utgard. Or we could just take it from Utgard and go north to help our friend Zagrathor. But we'll make that decision next time. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you then. All right, bye.